I'm scared.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'll be honest, I'm nervous. I was feeling so confident going into this round of BQ or Bust. Something I keep leaning on is this mantra that I have that I discovered during BQ or Bust. The only way you'll fail is if you fail to try. I have been on a ride. If we've never met before, my name's Kelly Roberts. Hey, I was one of the first running influencers. I became like a full-time runner personality, an influencer, a creator in 2014.
This clever athlete came up with a hilarious way to make the miles fly by in her half marathon. 24-year-old Kelly Roberts decided to take selfies with unsuspecting cute guys.
I started running in 2012, and I used to call myself the former president of the I fucking hate running club.
I'm gonna die.
I don't come from an athletic background. I was a theater kid. I got my undergraduate degree in theater. I never played sports. I hated working out. I'm recovered from an eating disorder. Running and I have been through a lot, which is hard because this thing that I found that gave me a lot of purpose very quickly became a job. And this life-changing moonshot that I've been chasing for 9 years now, BQ or Bust, my journey to try to qualify for the Boston Marathon has changed my life for better and for worse. This whole thing started in 2016. I had just the year before broken 4 hours in the marathon, which felt impossible. It felt like something that I was never capable of doing. But something running my first marathon taught me, this gift it gave me was a challenge for myself. Anytime I told myself I couldn't do something or I wasn't capable of doing something, I would at least try, because I'm a perfectionist. I'm an overachiever. I'm someone who used to struggle a lot with what other people thought about me. I was my own worst enemy. And I really didn't like how I felt when I limited myself, when I told myself I couldn't do something, when I was too scared to try, which really is what it was. I was just too scared to try and fail, too scared to try to admit that I wanted something and then fell short. So I tried, and I filmed the whole thing in 2014, BQ or Bust, this vlog, and it changed my life. But it also got really messy. 2019 was the last time I tried to qualify for the Boston Marathon, and that was an amazing experience, but it also was a hard time for me. When I stepped away from this goal in 2019, I really thought I would never try again. But 2 years ago, I was in Chicago at the marathon, cheering on Badass Lady Gang, all of my athletes. Something inside of me, I just felt this call, right? I don't know if you've ever seen Frozen 2, but I'm a Disney adult in case you can't tell. There's this like call that Elsa hears. And I kind of call that the marathon call. So many people think that like in order to be a real runner, you need to run a marathon, and that's not true. It's just a distance. Whatever's calling you, listen to that call. Go answer that call. And for me, it was, I think I want to try again. And in the new year, last year, I said, I'm going to spend the next 6 months starting to get back into BQ shape to see what that would be like. And I started making progress. And once we got to summer, I said, okay, I'm going to try to do a fall half marathon. And if I can break 2 in that half, I know I'm in a place where I can try for a 2025 BQ. So last fall, I did the Philly half in 1:57, and I said, great, I got this. Let's go for it. I spent the whole first 7 months of this year working to get faster, working to get stronger, and I just ran a half marathon, and I did it in 1:46. Now, here's the kicker. I have an overuse injury. It didn't happen when I was running. I had literally no signs of it when I was training. I ran the half, and then the next Wednesday, I went for a run, felt fine during the run, came back, sat down and worked, got up, and just my whole left hip, it felt like pure performance syndrome. Walking like the Tin Man, the whole thing. So we're now in week 1 of training. We're officially 16 weeks away from Chicago Marathon. I just finished my first week of Chicago Marathon training. And to say it was not what I wanted it to be is an understatement. I'm grateful I'm able to run. I'm doing a ton of strength work. I'm doing everything I can, but I'm now nervous about what's going to happen. I no longer feel like I'm in control, and that's unsettling. Let's get into week 1, then we'll talk more. Before we get into this week, a quick thank you to Feel Goods. If you don't know what Feel Goods is, they are one of the sponsors of BQ or Bust, and they are a marketplace for hydration and fueling resources. They are doing everything they can to make you feel good. When you feel good, you feel good. So whether you're looking for sports drink, hydration, accessories, fuel resources, fueling options, they have everything that you need. Click the link in my bio so you can earn rewards and points. Some of my favorites are Martin, UCAN Edge, Scratch Energy Chews, Bonk Breakers, Scratch Hydration Mix, and Precision Hydration, as well as Tailwind. Those are some of my favorite fueling and hydrating options. Check them out. If you have any questions, let me know down below. We're going to spend a lot of time over the next couple of weeks really helping you fuel better and hydrate smarter. So ask your questions and we'll answer them in an upcoming episode. So Monday, 45-minute run.
Would you like to run? The answer's probably no, and that's okay. We're gonna do it anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. I feel like my skin is lava.
Yikes.
Why? Why global warming? Why? It's only June. At first, I was so annoyed that Jess put 45 minutes on my plan. Could not be happier.
Oh.
Stay safe out there. It's really hot.
Fun day with Scott. It's all filmed for YouTube if you want to enjoy it. We're doing every week a new run is being launched. So Monday was a run. Felt pretty good. Hip wasn't great, but it was what it was. Tuesday, strength training day and a bike ride. Lots of cross training. Wednesday, another run.
It's so hot. It's so hot.
I'm no longer sweating profusely. I'm gonna do some yoga and try not to kick this cutie in the face. I just made myself a bottle of Scratch to replace my electrolytes. You don't just sweat water, so don't just drink water. And now we're gonna do some yoga. One of the fun things about training with the Badass Lady Gang is we have strength and yoga videos. So Amanda, who I'm actually seeing today for a massage, she's also an incredible strength and yoga instructor. So here's how I do my week 2 of our 16-week yoga program.
Hi everybody, Amanda here. Welcome to week 2. Okay.
Then I cast it to my television. And you can see it up there. And then I had a massage with Amanda.
If I get in too, because
Excuse me.
percent possible. Back to center. A little bit.
Yeah, better. July 8th. Thursday, I did more strength work and a bike ride. So cold today compared to yesterday. I wish I would have done my run today instead of my ride. But when I looked at the weather, 78 seemed really hot. It was not. It was almost chilly. Just want to be running. I have acupuncture today, so hopefully that I can really just let it rip. Shower and then work. It rocked me. I could barely walk. I was so sore after that. So I was like, oh my gosh, okay, fingers crossed, I'm okay by Saturday. Friday, complete rest day, which I needed. And then Saturday was my first chance to try to run my first long run, 10 miles. Here's how it went.
I don't really set alarms because every morning, like clockwork, whether it's 4:30 or like today when it's 5:30, it's WWE hour, where Phoebe and Gladys jump all over my bed, wake me up. Let's wake up, long run day. Air pants, sports drink, oatmeal, coffee, Kelly.
Oh my God. I may not be running today. My hip is threatening to cramp on me in rotation. So that's not good. Oh no. We got love bombed by this little monster. Saturday, week 1, I don't know what's about to happen. There is a very good chance this 10-mile run is turning into a 5K or a 4-miler. This hip, because of the acupuncture, is still super sore. So if I notice that my mobility is compromised, I'm gonna stop, but let's see what happens. It's only 70 degrees out, so that'll be really nice. I really wanna try to make this long run happen, ideally. Because I just wanna run. So I'm hoping it warms up and I feel great, or at least fine. I will take fine.
Okay, mile in. This is not gonna be the 10-mile run. I'm gonna do 5K or 4 miles, depending on how I feel. It's just really sore. So nice out. I feel okay. I'm trying super hard to focus on my form, not dumping my pelvis. I think it's helping. Dumbo is like relatively quiet for 9 o'clock. Praise me. Rare footage of me being smart. 4.5, well, 4.79. I can feel my left side getting lazy and I'm not pulling my leg through because it's getting tired. I think it's just sore. So I'm gonna do my 10 tomorrow. So Sunday run came to today. Today's run go to tomorrow. Let's get on a city bike and head home. Go me. Rare moment of using my brains.
Okay, truthfully, that went better than I thought it would. I really was hoping for a miracle so I could do my 10. And there was a moment there in Brooklyn Bridge Park where my stride opened up and I still felt it tight, but I was like, okay, I could do this. But then when I was going up that hill, I could just feel myself shifting my weight when I ran, which means I'm no longer stable and pulling through. And since I'm just babying this injury, it makes more sense to give my hips one more day to heal from acupuncture. So 10 miles tomorrow, which is fine. We're running days this week. We're back. Shower time. Actually, I'm gonna do some yoga. Really loosen up. Once I got home from that long run, I really wanted to move and open up my hips. So I took another one of Amanda's, or I took two rather, Yoga for Recovery videos, and they helped so much. I felt so much better. Then we went to the beach, rocked around all day long. And when I woke up Sunday, I felt a lot less sore than I felt the day before. So I went for my 10 miles. Long run, day 2. In my air shorts, gonna be in my air pants in a minute. My hip feels a little bit looser than yesterday, less sore. I am doing hyperhydrating, so I've got my sports drink. I'm gonna drink this from Feel Goods. I've got Scratch. Hotter today than it was yesterday by a lot. Eating my yogurt, oatmeal, this is not yogurt, and my coffee. It's 5:30. It takes me like a good 20 minutes to get warm before I run. So I start with foam rolling because I'm 35 and gone are the days where I can just run out the door without doing any warm-ups. And most importantly, it cuts down on the I need to run for 2 miles before I feel good on the run. So take your time, activating muscles, getting warm, preventing injuries, that kind of stuff. I'm really hoping this goes well. I'm getting nervous, which I know is just like a natural response to having an overuse injury when you're marathon training or training for anything really. But today the goal is to have really good form, get through all 10, and avoid hip hike. Dreaded hip hike. And that's what we don't want. My apartment is so hot, I need to turn the air conditioner on. Hold on. All right, time lapse.
All right, 10 miles part 2, take 2. It was so much nicer yesterday. It is hot, but I feel so much better today. Here's the issue. I'm hypermobile. So when I'm not really good with my form, my muscles grip to try to keep me stable. So this time around, strength work is so important. Let's run. Hi, kitty. Ooh, blurry. Salt tabs. 30 minutes.
A hot new bombshell enters the villa.
More snacks. It was so much colder yesterday. Fuck. Final snack break. 2 more miles. We gotta show them what we're all about. Work together. Final mile. Get it done. Then we get breakfast. Post-game debrief. Hip, not great. Which sucks because I feel great. We crushed once Melissa got here. Yeah, we were cruising. But I really want to just go in and care because my hip is tight. So that's annoying. But mental game, rockin' solid. Now we got all the fluid. We're gonna go to breakfast.
Coming to the end of week 1, I don't know how, I know how I'm feeling. I'm feeling scared, but hopeful. I've got physical therapy, not in week 2, week 3. It was the first appointment I could get. And I'm just doing everything I can to rehab this injury. The good news is I've had it before. I know what this feels like. I know what to do. I'm doing literally everything I can, just like I talked about with my athletes. When you have something like this pop up, make a list of everything that you can do and cross that shit off the list. And I can guarantee you I'm doing everything I can. One of the gifts that BQ or Bust gave me was personal best effort. A lot of the times what we run into is when our expectations of what we want to be able to do don't match up with what we are doing. There's a disconnect in what personal best is. And personal best is not when you do everything perfect. Personal best is when you do what you want to do the way that you're able to, when that aligns. And it's something that only you can gauge. And I know for sure this is personal best. I'm really, really happy with how I'm handling this week. The only thing I want to do a little bit differently next week is meditating. When you're injured, meditating is such a great way. Starting to incorporate that into the mindfulness exercises. But coming up this next week, I'm just really, really hopeful that everything keeps progressing in the way that it is and that every day I feel a little bit more back to my like strong, normal self. But that's week 1. Welcome to BQ or Bust. We've got 16 weeks to make my impossible possible. I have a time goal, but I'm not going to say it out loud. We'll talk about that another time. I'll see you all next week. Hey, if you're enjoying this, do me a huge, huge favor. Like and subscribe because this is going to be a wild ride. Wild ride. I'm glad you're here. Kick ass. Take names. I'll talk to you next time.